Have you ever wondered why, despite everything being okay in your life, you still feel a sense of longing, of dissatisfaction? Yes, you're not alone. This is a feeling all too common, yet so difficult to put into words. It's like a nagging emptiness, a void that refuses to be filled. This is what we call longing, a state of persistent yearning or desire. It's often coupled with emotional burnout, a state of feeling emotionally drained and unable to meet constant demands. These feelings can creep up on us even when everything in life appears to be going well. Emotional burnout, you ask? Yes, it's a real thing. It's not just a fancy term, it has tangible symptoms and effects. It can make you feel exhausted, detached, and cynical. It can make the world seem colorless and life a chore. But don't worry, there's hope. Let us delve into the story of someone who has experienced this firsthand. Meet Jane. On the surface, Jane's life seemed perfect, but inside she was battling a silent war. Jane was a woman of substance. She had a well-paying job, a family that loved her unconditionally, a comfortable home, and an active social life. Everything that one aspires for in life, she had it all. Yet every night when she laid her head on the pillow, she felt an unsettling emptiness gnawing at her from the inside. She felt like a traveler in the desert, yearning for a drop of water while surrounded by an ocean of sand. Despite her good fortune, there was a sense of longing that shadowed her every moment. It was not a longing for material possessions or professional milestones. It was a deeper, more profound longing, a longing for a sense of peace, a longing for purpose, for fulfillment. She was standing in the middle of her life, yet she felt lost. This emotional burnout was not due to any external factors. Jane's job was not excessively stressful, her family was supportive, and her social life was vibrant. The burnout was internal, stemming from the fact that she was not at peace with herself. She was living a life that on the surface was perfect, but she was not living a life that was authentically hers. This emotional turmoil began to affect her work, her relationships, and her health. She lost her enthusiasm, her creativity, and her energy. She started withdrawing from her social life. She felt like she was living in a fog, disconnected from her own existence. Jane's story may resonate with many of us. We too might be living a life that seems perfect on the surface, but feels empty inside. We too might be feeling lost, despite being surrounded by all the markers of a successful life. We too might be battling a silent war within us. Jane's story may resonate with many of us. Let's explore how she overcame her emotional burnout. The turning point for Jane came when she decided to acknowledge her feelings. She had been living in a state of emotional numbness, not realizing the toll it was taking on her. Jane was functioning, yes, but she was not truly living. It was like she was watching her life pass by from the sidelines, a mere spectator to her own existence. But then, she made a choice. She chose to confront the shadows that had been silently gnawing away at her. It was a painful process, yes, but also a necessary one. She sought professional help and started therapy. This was not a sign of weakness, as some might think, but rather a testament to her strength. It takes courage to bare your soul, to confront your demons, and Jane had that courage in spades. In therapy, she learned about different strategies to manage her emotional burnout. She learned about mindfulness, about the importance of living in the present moment. She learned that it was okay to feel, to experience emotions, even the negative ones. They were not something to be feared or suppressed, but rather signals from her body, telling her that something needed to change. She also discovered the importance of self-care. She had been so focused on keeping up appearances, on maintaining the facade of a perfect life, that she had neglected her own needs. She started prioritizing herself, treating herself with the same kindness and compassion that she would show to others. She learned to listen to her body, to give it the rest it needed, to nourish it with healthy food and regular exercise. She started setting boundaries, learning to say no when she needed to. She stopped trying to please everyone and started focusing on pleasing herself. She learned to let go of the things that were not serving her, to make room for the things that did. Jane's journey was not easy, but she came out stronger and happier. She had faced her fears, confronted her demons, and emerged victorious. She had found a way to live, not just exist, and that, in the end, is what truly matters. Jane's story is not unique. Many people experience emotional burnout. The key is to acknowledge it and seek help. Let's not mince words. Emotional burnout is a heavy weight to bear. It's like walking through life with an invisible backpack filled with bricks. The world may see a smile on your face, but inside you're struggling to keep moving. However, the good news is you're not alone, and there are ways to lighten the load. One crucial step towards healing is seeking professional help. Sometimes, our own thoughts can be a labyrinth, and we need someone with the right expertise to help navigate through it. Therapists and counselors are trained to understand the human mind and emotions. They can provide you with tools and techniques to manage emotional burnout, and help you understand the root cause of your feelings. Now let's talk about mindfulness. It's a word you've probably heard a lot recently, and for good reason. Mindfulness is the practice of being present, of focusing on the here and now, rather than ruminating on the past or worrying about the future. It's about acknowledging your feelings without judgment. When practiced regularly, mindfulness can help reduce stress and improve mental well-being. Self-care is another important piece of the puzzle. It's not just about bubble baths and chocolate, although those can be part of it. True self-care is about taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental health. It's about setting boundaries and saying no when you need to. It's about nourishing your body with good food and regular exercise. It's about taking time every day to do something that brings you joy. In the midst of emotional burnout, it's easy to feel hopeless. But remember, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. You're not alone, and you're not weak. You're human. Emotional burnout is not a life sentence. It's a condition that can be managed with the right help and strategies. Emotional burnout and feelings of longing can be confusing and difficult to navigate. As we've journeyed through this discussion, we've delved into the intricacies of these feelings and their impact on our lives. We've explored the story of Jane and her emotional landscape, a narrative that may resonate with many of us. We've seen how, despite everything in her life appearing to be okay, she grappled with a pervasive sense of longing and emotional burnout. We've also taken a deep dive into the turning point, that pivotal moment when Jane realized that her feelings were valid and sought professional help. This turning point, as we've highlighted, is often the first step towards healing and recovery. It's the moment when we accept that it's okay to not feel okay sometimes, even when everything in life seems to be in order. We've underscored the importance of acknowledging these feelings rather than suppressing them. Emotional burnout, as we've discussed, can be a silent poison, slowly draining us of our joy and vitality. But it's not a life sentence. By seeking professional help, as Jane did, we can begin to understand and manage these feelings. We've also explored the solution to emotional burnout. The importance of self-care, of taking time out to rest and recharge, cannot be overstated. As we've highlighted, it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's essential. In conclusion, it's important to remember that feelings of longing and emotional burnout are common. They're part of the human experience, but they don't have to define us. By acknowledging these feelings, seeking help, and practicing self-care, we can navigate through them and emerge stronger. Remember, it's okay to not be okay sometimes. What's not okay is to ignore your feelings. Seek help, practice self-care, and remember, you're not alone in this journey.